Actually, just as the travel behavior, we accept the limited rational hypothesis more, because always we just we make a decision. Sometimes we are objective judgment. At more time we are underestimated or overestimated. According to the Pioneer principle, always positive information is favored to humans' perception or attitude. So I think some service provider maybe overestimate their service. And based on the hypothesis, I think I need to compare the perception between passage and driver, passage and manager, passage and regulator. And the classic model, gap models, measured the perception of passenger expectation, not the perceptions. It just compared the difference between passengers' expected service and the manager or first-line provider's perception of the expectation, not the perception difference between different kind of participants. From the original data I obtained from the service, you can find driver have a highest scores for the taxi service performance, and passenger have lowest. We need to compare the difference with the statistic test, because the data is not normal distribution. So I conduct a non-parametric test. I compared each two participants and the two independent samples. You can find they have obvious difference between passenger and driver, and obvious difference between regulator and driver. Expect question 16, 17. Is it overestimate? I use the date one participant minus another participant. We can see passenger scales of passenger is lower than driver, and regulator is lower than driver too. So I think I can say taxi driver always overestimate their evaluation compared to passenger. Sometimes manager and regulator always overestimate the service quality too. Not all, but most. And I can find the distinctly divergence between taxi driver and passenger, taxi driver and regulator, and partly between other pair of participants. And another conclusion is participant near to the passenger overestimate service quality more, because passenger near to the taxi driver. Taxi driver is the first line service deliverer. The manager always farther than taxi driver, but near than regulator. The third part work of my research is the improvement of taxi service quality. I need to give some suggestion to the taxi administrative office. Based on the concept of passenger-oriented, I used the data from passenger about the importance and performance of taxi service quality. I use the ITA. It's a simple but effective approach to find the characters to improve service quality. With the ITA, I can divide a coordinate to 4 parts. Each part expresses the attitude should be taken for the taxi administrative office, such as if the date located at the first quadrant, the related characters should be kept up the good work because they have higher importance and higher performance. But at the third quadrant, it has low importance and low performance. So needn't to take care for these characters. When some date located at or near the axis, how can to define which kind of measurement we should do? So I think we can use the confidence interval to cancel this kind of characters. I use these 2 formulas and developed the shadow zone. If the date located to the shadow zone, related characters should be cancelled, and just analyze located for the 4 quadrants. I used the survey date and find some about 10 items should be cancelled because they located at the shadow zone. I use the 12 items to form my suggestion to the improvement of taxi service quality. First one, performance of drivers' professional knowledge and driver's behavior, and the meter charge should be maintained. They did a good job. And requirement of vehicle appearance and safety equipment should be reduced, especially in Hangzhou. About 5 years ago, the local government asked companies bought some BMW used as a taxi cabs. But the taxi cab lost much money. The vehicle appearance and the safety requirement should be reduced. And the driver's appearance and the booking service of operator is not important to passenger. They feel it's not important. But the vehicle interior clearance and driver's refusal, data, and driver's behavior, road behavior and their service consciousness should be improved. It's important and band performance. That's all my work to share for you.
In one slide you said that there were, I think 76 taxi companies and about 1,000 independently licensed taxi drivers.
Yeah.
Did you see, was there a difference, I don't know if you looked at this, but was there a difference in service quality between those owned by a company or those independent? Or what, did you get a chance to look at the difference between them?
Yeah, I finished analysis to the complaint ratio per vehicle, compared large companies, medium companies, and small companies, compared to the personal license holder. It's a little, it's more higher for personal license holder. Yeah, they have a more complaint ratios.
Okay.
George, you said in the formal survey, you sent out like 1,100 questionnaires and you got back about 900, right? In the formal survey?
Yeah.
That's a response rate of say 80%?
Sorry.
Yeah, so you said 1050 questionnaires and you got back 964, right?
Yeah.
That's a response rate?
No. This part didn't calculate to the date.
Okay.
The question to regulator send by the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a internet for the department. Yeah.
So what would be your response rate for the final survey, you would say? How many were sent out and how many did you get back in total?
Because this part couldn't calculate, I can't compare with these two parts data.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know the actually numbers of the question. Maybe more than 300. Just like send an email, but I don't know how much they send. Or they post the notice at the website. Maybe some staff download the forms and return.
Yeah, because otherwise the response rate seems like
I couldn't compare it because
sure.
It's unknown.
Even the formal survey was not incentivized, was it? No incentive?
Incentive?
Like,
did you
give anything to fill out the survey?
Reward? Yeah, reward for driver and passage.
Okay.
Such fines and stocks and some pains. Yeah, reward especially for drivers. The first picture and the first picture is my one location at the airport. Yeah, some drivers finish the question and retained. They can got the rewards. And here.
But then what was the survey where there was no reward? There was some survey where you had 400 distributed, right? That you had
original question.
That's the original question.
Which kind of?
I think that's the pilot.
So that was the pilot. Yeah, this one. Yeah, where you had 400 and 165 responses. So is that part of your data set?
No.
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 So this was only to do.
Yeah, it's only to test.
Okay.
Yeah, which items can be finished well.
Okay.
Yeah. I just used to test if they have a low response.